So I heard that Chelsea are interested in what am I saying? So I heard that Manchester United are looking for a striker. Manchester United are looking for a striker. Now, we know that they've bought a couple of players. They've bought Mbeumo, they've bought Cunha, which I'm not going to lie, these are good signings. These are good signings. You know, Cunha, Mbeumo, solid. Those two there, I'll give it a 9/10. You can't front. Those are good. Those two, it will be interesting to see how they help Manchester United, you know, their forward line. So these are very good signing, but they still have, as a striker, they still have Højlund. Rubbish. He's been rubbish. I don't think this guy should be playing championship. He should be playing championship. This guy can't finish for nothing. Not every player is a Premier League player. There are certain players that are just good for Italian league, or they are good. He should be sent on loan to like Eredivisie, go like play for a year at PSV Eindhoven or Ajax or something. This guy, yeah, he's not it. They also have Xerxes. Xerxes isn't it as well. He isn't it as well. I think they just wasted money. Manchester United just wasted money. The money they used for those two players, for Xerxes and Højlund, they could have just saved that money and put it for Osimhen. You know, those guys, if that is who they are trying to take into this coming season, they are wasting their time. They are really wasting their time. Manchester United are looking for a striker, and so far they are looking at. I heard that they're looking at, from the reports, they're looking at Oli Watkins. They're looking at who else are they looking at? They're looking at Oli Watkins, looking at Jackson. And this video is really about Jackson, to be fair. This video is really about Jackson. But yeah, Manchester United are looking at a couple strikers. I think there's somebody I'm probably missing that they're looking at. Oli Watkins, Jackson. Who else? There's someone I'm missing. I can't remember, but I know that there's somebody I'm missing. But, you know, it's been said that they're looking at Jackson. Jackson is somebody that they are, you know, talking about, you know, in the Manchester United camp. What do I think of Jackson? I think he's one of the, personally for me, and I say it anywhere. I've said it to my friends. He's one of the worst players I've ever watched. I don't give a damn about his numbers. I don't care about how many goals he scored. Just eye test wise, he is horrible. Dude is horrible. But the thing is he better than what Manchester United have now? Probably. You know, he's better than Højlund. He's better than Xerxes. You know, Xerxes isn't a good striker. He's good as a supporting striker because he has very good technical ability that I've watched. But as a striker, nah. So is Jackson better than what Manchester United currently have? Yes, off from his stats. But just as a player, the guy is horrible. He is phenomenally horrible. I don't see. He's a good presser, but this guy cannot finish. And it will be senseless for Manchester United to get rid of the strikers they currently have that cannot finish, only to go and buy another striker that is basically the same. You know, he scored a couple of goals. I don't want to even bother to check his stats, but he scored double-digit goals. Just going off his stats, you might be like, okay, he's decent, but you also have to understand that Chelsea have been one of the clubs that provided one of the most chances, I think, last season or for the past 2 seasons. I think, you know, I think they're top 5 in chances created. So if you are a decent striker, you score goals. So Jackson scoring, I don't know how many goals he scored, whether 15 goals, 13 goals. It doesn't move me. It doesn't move me because I've watched this guy just as a player. Dude is horrible, man. Dude is horrible. Horrible. You know, there are couple players that I've watched in my life and I'm like, this player is horrible. Raheem Sterling, and I'm not talking about stats because stats can be deceiving. You have to understand that Raheem Sterling played for Manchester City that were the best team in the world at the time. They were, whether he played or not, it wasn't going to make any difference. They were still going to do what they were going to do, and Manchester City were a team at the time at their peak that used to create enough chances. So you can miss 4 chances, you will still get another 3 just by the way they played and dominated possession and everything. So again, stats didn't move me. Worst players I've ever watched, just based on eye test: Jackson, Havertz, Raheem Sterling, Emmanuel Adebayo, Cavani, Danny Welbeck. That is my list so far of the worst players I've ever watched. Eye test, again, forget stats because stats can be deceiving. But just watching these guys, eye test, their technical abilities and stuff, they're horrible, horrible, and that's my opinion. But this video is not about them. This video is about Jackson. I don't know what Manchester United want to do with Jackson. I really don't know. I think they are still, if they take their time and if they take their time, they can get someone. Manchester United can get somebody. There's Johan Wissa. There's still Johan Wissa from Brentford. There's still who else? Who else can they? What other strikers? Brentford have one. There's a guy they have. I can't remember his name. He some black dude. Decent striker. Can't remember dude's name, but he plays for Brentford as well. He used to come in as a substitute. Very good striker. If they wanted to try and get this guy from Saudi, Ivan Toney. You know, if they try to make a move for him, that could work. Who else? You know, even outside the Premier League, Kolomwani, if they tried, that might, you know, he might go. He might decide to come to Manchester United. He might not. Who knows? That would have been a good shout. They can look at who else? The guy from Juve, the one that wants to leave now. Hold on, let me because their names are eluding my mind now. The guy from Juve, what's his name? That Manchester United are currently looking at the moment. Get the names right. Dusan Vlahovic. You know, that would be better than what they have. That is better than Jackson. You know, he might be garbage as well, but right now, but way better than Jackson. Who else? Who else? Yeah, I think the guy I was trying to remember from Brentford, his name is Kevin Shade. Kevin Skad, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, they could get him. Who else is also a good shout that Manchester United can get? Who else? I heard we're looking at the guy from the striker from Fiorentina. The Italian boy, Moise Kean. Looking at Moise Kean. Moise Kean has played in the Premier League before for Everton. You know, he flopped, but who knows? He's been doing well in I think he scored 20 plus goals last season for Fiorentina, better than Jackson in my opinion. So yeah, there are other people outside the Premier League they could go for. So I don't see the reason why they need a Jackson. You know, I just think this is a horrible player, man. I just think he's a horrible player. But who knows? They might want him as a squad depth now that he's practically third choice for Chelsea at the moment. You know, he might come and shine for them at the end of the day. Who knows? These things, you never know. So, yeah, that's really... there's nothing much to say about it. But apparently, Chelsea put like a 80 million price tag, 100, something crazy on Jackson. I think they've lost their mind. AC Milan were interested apparently, but because of the price tag, AC Milan ran away. I'm sure they were like, for what? For what? Somebody that we probably just even want to use as a second striker. You know, for what? I don't... Yeah, anything above 45. Kiss my behind. So... But yeah, that's really about it. I don't really have much to say on that. I don't... It's better to even stick with Højlund and Xerxes, because getting a Jackson is just practically getting the same thing. He cannot finish. Dude's technical ability is non-existent. Yeah. But hey, I'm not a Man U fan, so if they get Jackson, it's all good for me. It's all good for me. That guy probably can't even score when there's an empty net. But hey, yeah, that's about it, man. That's about it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. And until next time, peace.